the top two of the top two teams in Ontario, and it's going to be an outstanding match. Both Chatham-Kent and UCC are destined to head off the OFSA Championships, which will be held next week. And therefore, this match is really a great warm-up for both teams to show their wares and to work out any of the last-minute kinks that they want to get wore out before they head off to a major championship. I think we're just about ready here to start with the introductions, and I'm going to the players are heading out on the floor. I believe I'm going to turn it over to John Corrente, who will be announcing the players tonight. Yep. Okay, here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome for tonight's Kent County Senior Boys Volleyball Championship game. Tonight's game features the Swaza AA champion, the Earthland College Lancers, and the Swaza AAA champion, the Chatham-Kent Golden Hawks.
The Earthland Lancers advanced to the All-Ontario AA tournament in Barrie on November 27th and 28th. And the Chatham-Kent Golden Hawks advanced to the All-Ontario AAA tournament in Etobicoke in Toronto, also on November 27th, 28th. Introducing the Earthland Lancers, number 3, Scott Richardson. Number 7, Andy Bordeaux. Number 8, Brian Dales. Number 10, Aaron Cox. Number 13, Jordan Rishi. Number 14, Nigel Knott. Introducing the starters for the Lancers. Setter number 4, Clark Matheny. Right side, number 5, Derek DeClerc. Power and captain, number 9, Steve Brown. At power, number 11, Mirek Ulick. At middle, number 12, Simon Van Bommel. And at middle, number 15, Rob Brown. Assistant coach for the Lancers, Mr. Pat Willihan, and the head coach of the Earthland Lancers, Mr. Jeff Denemy. Introducing the Chatham-Kent Golden Hawks, number 4, Ben Ostropolik. Number 6, John Maynard. Number 11, Brad Cumming. Number 14, John Kegler. Introducing the starters for the Golden Hawks. Number 3 at power, Brian Derrick. Setter, co-captain number 5, Brian Asher. Right side, number 8, Ryan Weaver. Middle, number 9, Dave Corrente. At power, number 12, Tom Wright. Co-captain, number 13, in the middle, Graham Gaunt. The assistant coach for the Golden Hawks, Mr. Corey Leahy, and the head coach, Mr. Dale Leahy. Your linesmen for this evening's game, Mr. Brock Bohaneke and Mr. Stacy Kay. The umpire, Mr. Bill Bohaneke, and the referee, Mr. Rolf Martens. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that no spectators sit on the stage and or at the end of the gym on the balcony side. Please, no spectators on either end of the gym. Thank you. This evening's match is the best 3 out of 5.
Well, we just had our introductions for tonight's match, and John Corrente will be joining me here in the announcer's booth, and we're ready to get this match started. So I was mentioning this earlier that we have 2 outstanding teams taking part in tonight's match, and both of them champions, and they're already winning the SWASA AA championship, the UCC Lancers and the Chatham-Kent Golden Hawks winning the AAA championship. Both both these teams are not are definitely not looking too far ahead to the OFSA championship. They want to win this match here tonight first to get ready for it. We have now in front of us the UCC Lancers, number 4, Clark Matheny was setting, grade 12. This is second year as a starter. Last year, I was told he set 137, 139 games. Number 5, Derek DeClerc. He'll be hitting offside. OAC student. Number 9, Steve Brown is hitting power, OAC. Number 11, Yurik Ulick, power, OAC. Number 12, Simon Van Bommel, power, OAC. And number 15, Rob Brown will be playing middle. It's grade 11. And coach is Jeff Denemy. The Chatham-Kent Golden Hawks feature number 3, Brian Derrick at power, OAC student. Number 5, Brian Asher, setting, OAC student. Number 8, Ryan Weaver, playing right side, grade 12. Number 9, David Parenti, middle, grade 11 student. Number 12, Tom Wright, power, OAC. Number 13, Graham Gaunt, middle, OAC. And veteran coach Dale Leahy be leading these boys. We're now into our second serve now, and Chatham-Kent just got away serve and just had a touch ball off the block. Steve Brown putting that away on the offside.
Randy, I think there's a little pre-game jitters out there on that first serve.
Out by quite a bit.
Yeah, that first serve was out by a lot, but I think they'll settle down very shortly. Both these teams have had a lot of playing experience. Graham Gaunt went up really high for that particular hit, and he actually had the kill on that, but he caught the net on the way down. And like John was just mentioning, we've got some opening game jitters here, but I think they'll be gone soon. Graham Gaunt up again, just missing on the outside. Now have a 2-0 lead for Ursuline Lancers with Brown back serving. CK basically uses basically a 2-man serve reception. John, you can see with Tom Wright and Graham back there receiving, and basically two of the younger players are being hit there.
And I'm sure they know who to serve to every time. Probably find the same person every time.
Yeah, they know each other really well after that. We've got a lift there on UCC on that serve, which makes it 2-1. Brian Derrick's back serving. Another nice serve down the line. Oh, a little miscommunication there between Brian Derrick and David Parenti.
We haven't quite got the rust out yet, Randy.
No, just a few nerves. You have to understand that this is in a shortened season too, John, and these boys have not played a lot of games this year as a team. Ryan's going outside to Tom Wright. Out to Tom Wright again. Good blocking. Another great dig by Ryan Weaver. Out to Tom again. Boys just keep playing. Tremendous defense being played. Tip, block. Ball just doesn't want to touch the floor. Out to Graham Gaunt, down the middle. And it hits the floor. Tough play for UCC after a tremendous rally like that. What do you think, John?
Tremendous rally. This is the kind of volleyball we came to see and expected to see. So we're getting a good look at it right now, what they're capable of doing.
Without a doubt, John. Once again, we have to understand these are two of the finest teams in Ontario playing here tonight, and it just seems to be what happens in this particular area. Year after year, we've had tremendous teams going out. You look UCC, they lost a tough match in the quarterfinals, the OFSA AA last year, and Chatham-Kent were 4th in AAA last year, and they got basically the same teams back.
Well, talking to Coach Denemy, he was saying they should be ranked 1 or 2 going into the OFSA AA.
Without a doubt, without a doubt. Graham Gaunt just started the first point. That ball was hit out the end by UCC. And I would think UCC, they're going to be ranked in the top 2 or 3 there at the AA also. CK had a pretty good block up there, but Pines player found the hole there and put it through. Tom Wright's back in the game. Once again, you can see there how Tom Wright and Graham Gaunt are basically 2 serve receptors. Nice reception back. Nice block by number 12, Simon Van Bommel for the Pines.
Back row attack.
Back row attack. Yep. Graham's taking off from behind the attack line on that hit. Pines blocking very well so far. Ball's out to Tom Wright, and ball's out the end.
Get a good look at it, but it's a little too far on that.
Oh, the referee's called a touch on that. Oh, sorry, there's no touch. The referee rescinded that, and it's the Pines ball again. Scores 4-2 Pines. CK just can't seem to find the court right now. And Derek DeClerc continues to serve rather effectively. Nice tip by Brian Asher. It's a plus, John, with Brian as a setter because he's got a good jump and he's left-handed, so he can tip those balls rather quickly like that at the net.
Well, his experience allows him to do that. Yep. He knows when his team needs a little bit of help, he contributes in that way for the team.
That's right.
Very effective.
Yep. We had 4 hits on the Pines in that one. It looked like we were trying to go a shoot set outside and just didn't quite get high enough.
Just a little too low. Yeah. No chance to really get in there.
Yeah. Back set way outside. Roll shot back, Graham played it. Roll shot by Tom Wright. I tell you, John, these boys have come fired up. They're playing tremendous defense right now. Tremendous defense. Nice hit. Nice hit.
Time they've gone down the middle on that.
Yep. Now
going outside. They finally caught one. And Pines weren't ready for it.
Nope. That hit was by David Corrente, the son of John Corrente here. I might add he's only midget high school age. He's playing senior ball. Tremendous athlete. White by Tom Wright. Off Clark Matheny. Clark Matheny, the setter for the Pines, outstanding setter. A week or so ago, he sprained his ankle, so he's fighting through that injury to play tonight. Jeff was saying he's about 90%, but he's playing well so far. Nice hit. Nice hit.
Simon just put that down.
Yeah, Simon Van Bommel had a very good hit on that one.
And he'll certainly be a key player for them. He's pretty well their best hitter, I would think.
Yeah, without a doubt. And you'll see as the game goes on, the guys who are on, whoever they are in this match, they're going to get a lot of balls to hit. Another hit. You know, Tom's playing very well right now from the aspect of his last 2 hits. He's using his head, he's getting the whites. Because it doesn't matter how it hits the floor, as long as it hits the floor. And if you can use somebody's arms, it's actually much tougher to dig. Another middle hit. David got a very nice block on that David Corrente on that attack.
Yeah, you're right. The defense is definitely outstanding in this game.
And you know, John, I'm really surprised the defense is so good at this stage of the game because, like, both these teams have not played that much as a team, and to be working the way they are
well, normally you'd play an 80 to 90 game schedule, I'd assume, and I think they've only played maybe 40, if that.
Well, looking here, CK's match record is 16-0. Now, that could be 2-game matches, 3-game matches, so you're looking at a maximum of 40 games, like you're saying. The Pines pretty much the same. To David Corrente again. Out to Brian Garrick. Tip over the net. Back row attack. Oh, CK was asleep on that one.
Oh, yes. David was right there. Yep. He was just watching it. Yep. Rob just jumped to see what would happen.
Rob Brown, back row attack on that one there. Very tough serve. Very tough serve on that.
That was a long, deep floater, and Tom had a little bit of trouble because it stayed up on him.
Yep. Simon Van Bommel. The float serves are often the most effective. It's not what they do before they get to you. It's just before they get to you. When they start dancing around, they can cause you to shake the ball left or right.
And the deeper they send them, the more difficult it is to put it forward because you've got to supply the power on that particular return.
That's right. Another 2 floats out the end, one after the other. It's okay.
Still early. Got a long way to
game.
go. This could be a 5-game match.
Without a doubt, the way the defense is. That's usually the key on longevity of matches, the defense itself. Nice hit by Brian Derrick.
And he usually doesn't get a lot of hits, but he makes the most of that opportunity.
Definitely. I think conditioning is going to really play a role in this too, because of the shortened season. If this goes 5 games, it's going to be which group of individuals have done some conditioning on their own when the season wasn't in progress.
Absolutely. And also the ability to do what the coach would like him to do when they are tired.
That's right. Yeah. Steve Brow, great serve that time. He's coming back again with another one. Short serve, very good serve. Outside to Graham. Nice hit down the. Graham Gond has got a tremendous jump, and he was a member of the Ontario provincial team this year.
Well, I was reading the newspaper the other day, and I saw a picture of Graham on the newspaper. He had his armpits over the net.
Oh, without a doubt.
Tremendous vertical leap.
Nice block by CK. And Eric, he's going to have to maybe try to use the CK players for a little more. It's going to be tough to hit over top of that block. Nice bump. Oh, tipped out the side. Another point for CK.
I think he tried to brush that one off one of the blockers and didn't pan out that way for him.
And he missed it. Ball is tipped out.
I think that hit the antenna.
Yeah, any ball that passes over the antenna or outside the antenna is out. We got a Pines timeout now. I think Jeff Genevi's going to get his players together there and try and get settled down a little bit. They've sort of come apart a little bit.
I don't think they're playing at the level that they're accustomed to playing. I think they're rattled at this point in time right now, whether it be the gym or the championship situation. But they've been there before, but yet they haven't in a way. Talking to Jeff earlier, he said this is a different team than a year ago. They're a little bit younger, so the jitter's going to be there maybe just a little bit longer.
Yeah, they started very, very strong. It could be like the emotional thing in that, but I think once Jeff gets them settled down here, they're going to be back on even keel and get going.
And you look at Chatham-Kent's experience with Gaunt and Wright and Brian at setting. They have a lot of experience to combat what kind of difficulty they might encounter.
Well, you're talking about Graham Gaunt making the provincial team, which is the best group of players in Ontario, 19 and under. Simon Van Bommel and Tom Wright were two of the last cuts from that same team. So we got tremendous talent out there tonight.
Another tremendous block.
Nice block by Tom Wright.
Actually, CK's defense is leading to offensive points for them at this point.
Right now, CK's stopping them at the net, and that's your first line of defense. And then you got the second line, just like Brian Derrick demonstrated there. Nice ball up. Nice cut back. Nice cut back by Rob Brown cut that back.
That was a great effort by Ryan Weaver to try and dig that up, and just a little bit too wide for him.
Sometimes it's not as how hard you hit it, it's where you put the ball in, and in that particular instance, Rob Brown just put it where Weaver wasn't at that point in time. Another very good serve. If the viewers could just see the amount of movement on that float serve is coming over the net, like we're in the ideal position right here to see.
We're getting a great look at it.
Yeah,
great look at the movement.
It is dancing in that, and a good block by the Pines in that one. Brian Asher going back to Graham, and it's on the floor. Brian Asher, like you say, does have a lot of experience. He's OAC year, and without a doubt, Clark Matheny and Brian are two of the best setters, definitely in this region.
Oh, what a block, David Torrenti.
Great block by David.
One-on-one.
The ball's getting set there. It's just the hitters just aren't avoiding the block right now. Nice float by Graham. Nice back set, roll shot. Up to Tom Wright. Oh, good hit. Good hit. See, that's the difference right there. Tom, he hit a few out at the beginning of that, but now he's settled down. Got time out by the UCC right now. But Tom settled down if he's got the solid block on him. He's been using the block, trying to wipe it off the best he could. And that one there, he just cut inside the block, inside the attack line there. And I guess that's where the experience shows up. Like Tom, along with Simon, were two of the last cuts from the provincial team. And to be one of the top 20 players in the province is just truly amazing. So we got some players that can play the game out there.
What makes it so difficult for Ursuline College is the fact that Chatham-Kent has two great leapers, and it's difficult to defend both at the same time because you don't know where that set's going to go at times, but you know it's going to go to one or two of them. And in Tom's case too, he started with the early jitters knocking them out, but I think he may have said, okay, I'm going to put some in. Get them in, they dig them up, at least let me feel comfortable with getting them inbound. And now he decides to pound them, and they're starting to go in. And you're right, that last one was a great cut.
See, the thing is with volleyball is the winners are usually the ones who make the fewest mistakes, and you got to give the other team the opportunity to play the ball or not have the chance to play the ball in their court. And when you hit it out, they don't have that opportunity. Now it's a back X with a nice hit by number 5, Derek DeClerc to the Pines. So that's a back X where the middle player would come in and fake, and then the offside player would come around. So we call that a back X, and he put that ball on the floor quite nicely there. Up to Tom Wright again, and hit to the floor by Simon Van Bommel.
Well, that ball sat right up for him, and
Yeah.
Chad just wasn't ready for that kind of almost like a set, a freebie.
Yep. Yeah, that's why. And Simon did a good job. He kept his hands in the air, and it's just a case of just a little jump up, and it was on the floor. Never take your eyes off the ball, and he didn't do that. That was great. And David Karendi, smart hit there.
And there's a case of what you mentioned earlier, Randy. It's not how hard you hit it, but where you put it.
That's right. And in this case, David could have hit that ball very hard. It could have went out the end, or it could have went right into the block. But he cut it to his right and got the wipe off onto the floor.
Somebody's on the
Okay,
net.
we got CK on the net, I believe, on that one. Eric Hewitt just set that ball, and CK ran their own back X where they came around and got substitution for the Pines, where Brian Dales is coming in from Eric Hewitt.
Now, Brian Dale used to be a former Chatham-Kent student.
Yeah, he did, and he transferred over to the Pines, and he's playing really well for him, from what I understand.
Another great block.
Yeah.
Oh, from behind the attack line.
Behind the attack line. See, John, when you can hit from behind the attack line, you got to take off from behind. It doesn't matter where you land. And Graham's taking off behind the attack line, and he's landing 2 feet in front of it, but that's okay.
And he also has a good look at the court.
Yeah.
From
Well,
that.
the thing is with Graham, he's the best jumper I've seen here at CK since the great Earl Grant when he played here. And Earl had a spike jump reach of 12.5 feet when he played volleyball here, and I know Graham's up around there.
Is there a touch or?
Yep, there was a touch.
There was
on
a
it.
touch.
Yep, David Krenny hit that ball, and he got a touch on the ball. Okay, Jeff Genemy doesn't really agree with that. He's up and asking the referee question, but I guess
15-8.
I didn't see a linesman calling that. I guess it was called by the referee.
Oh, I did. The linesman in our corner, to our left,
made the
raised.
call. Raised the touch. Okay, the first game, CKSS Golden Hawks winning 15-8, and we saw some great defense, John, that game, and some really good offense. Sorry, and I think the offensive play later on in the match at the net by the Pines was kind of neutralized by the defensive play of CK at the net with their blocking in that. We had some very good, CK had some very good blocking up there on that. And,
you wonder at what point in the game that they can overcome the mental aspect of this. They've been blocked time and time again, and you wonder what they're thinking going into the second game now. What do we do to combat that? We've got to put some balls down to get back in this game. We can't be continually blocked. We'll be out in 3. So Coach Denemy has got a difficult task now to convince his troops that, yes, we can put the ball down on Chatham-Kent. Just got to find a good way to do it.
That's what's interesting about the game of volleyball when it's played in a match format. So you got 2, 3, 4 games that's going to be played in the best of 5 match, and every game is new, and it's such a game of momentum also, and emotion, and obviously the skill component has to be there too. But with the skill level of these two teams, anything can happen the next game. So that's what makes us so exciting to watch something like this. And both these teams dominated the SWASA championship. CK defeated Sarnia St. Clair 3-0 and to win the AAA, and UCC they defeated Forest North Lambton 3-0 to win the SWASA AA. So really the most competition these two teams have been getting has been our own county right here.
Just to prove the point you were making, Chatham-Kent, when they defeated North Lambton, or St. Clair, excuse me, they won 0-3-4.
Yep. It's amazing what we're seeing down in volley. And all these players here, they've attended volleyball camp. The YMCA camp is held in Chatham here. They play every chance they get. They play beach volleyball. They go to other camps elsewhere. They play OVA, club volleyball. So they do play, there's a lot of experience out there. It's just a case with this short season, which group of 6, 7, 8 players, 6 when they're on the floor, whether they can play as a good unit offensively and defensively.
You know, speaking of that camp that the YMCA runs, it's a tremendous camp, not only because they get great numbers, but what we find is that they get the competitive players to play at the same time. So they not only just go to camp, but competitively, they have great matches throughout that week and can't help but get better as the week progresses.
So without a doubt, without a doubt. And like I said, a lot of these players, many of them, Jeff was telling me before, all of his players in the Pines team attended that particular camp. And that's what's interesting. A camp like that and leagues around town and club volleyball and that, a lot of these guys play with each other on those particular outings or teams, and now they're playing against each other. But this is really a big match for them because this is bragging rights for Kent County, and that's pretty big for these guys.
It always has been. This is a big one for them. Jump serve.
Just missing by about a meter on the sideline there.
Oh, I asked Coach Leahy earlier this week, does he give his players a green light to jump serve? And he says, generally he does, but they're very tentative when it doesn't go in, so they resort to their just float serves.
Good soft block by Mirik Urich on that, on Graham Gaunt's hit.
I think they called a touch.
Yep, got a touch on that one. Graham Gaunt was way up on that hit, and Mirik just got a soft block on that, which means the ball just rolled back over. It was a good block, and the Pines turned that into a kill. That's the other thing for our viewers. The ball's put directly to the floor. If we hear this terminology, kill, it's not that they're killing somebody on the floor. It's the case that the ball's put down. That's called a kill.
And they actually keep stats on that at the team levels, the university levels, and good players are put up against those kills.
Everything's kept stats of serve, reception, and good sets, good attacks, good defense. All that stuff's recorded. Oh, good hit. Good hit.
The block wasn't quite together there. They double blocked, but they were too far apart to really. Simon had a good look at it and put it right through.
Yeah. Well, that's Rob Brown, and he had a hit like that earlier on where he managed to pick that spot between the block, and like I said, if you can find it.
Number 14, Nigel Knott is in for the Lancers.
Oh, nice serve too. Oh. Graham Gaunt was way up on that one. What he's doing basically, John, is he's going over top of some pretty big blocks up there, and when you look at Simon Van Bommel, they're blocking him. He's a big kid, and he can jump, and Graham's getting up over top.
And then when things aren't going well, when CK is down right now, you're looking to a player like Graham to get you out of that.
That's right.
And he came across very well.
Yes. It's a very good serve that was bounced right back over. Tom Wright, another hit. Tom's finding that cross court really effective right now, and not getting.
How difficult is it to block that cross court, Randy?
Well, it's a case that when you have a situation where you got Tom on power and you got Graham down the middle, or even off the block out of bounds, Pines ball. What Dale has set up here, Dale Leahy, has Tom hitting power, and he's got Graham either going down the middle or doing what we call flaring in behind. So that really keeps Simon Van Bommel aware of where Graham is, because they have to think of him as being the primary offensive player, and that often frees up a cross-court shot for Tom. And
UCC was on the net there.
Yeah, UCC was on the net. And it's really a tough job for Simon to
decide where he's going
to go. And with a setter like Brian Asher that hides his sets very, very well, it's a tough job. And you have to give Simon the credit for the job he's doing in there right now.
Tom couldn't quite make it on that dump.
No, that was a good roll shot. We call it a roll shot, where it just kind of clears the block or clears the net and drops in. So that was very good. Mirik Urich's back in. Oh, nice hit by David Parente. It's hard to believe that kid's only midget age. He'd be playing midget volleyball this year. He plays on the provincial baseball team. Now that's 17 and under, is it?
16 and under.
16 under baseball team. And as a catcher, he's got tremendous arm speed, Matt. And who knows, maybe someday he'll be making millions in the pros.
Well, there's always hope, but you know he has a tremendous work ethic right now that he's having success. He's in the weight room, and he's got a jumping program, so that really contributes to his success so far.
Yep. Okay, it's a really tough serve.
Had trouble handling it.
Yeah,
Let it come down too low. And
that ball's got a lot of movement on it, and he's working on Tom Wright right now. That's 2 in a row. Tom shanked out, so
he knows where he wants to put it, and he's doing a great job getting it there.
Yeah. So what Dale's doing now is he's taking Tom out just to get Tom's thoughts back on the right track. And Tom's an excellent serve receptor, but you got a tough serve coming at you. So John Maynard's in. He's got the ball right there and receives it nicely. It's up to back row attack.
That is so hard to read as to where he's going to put that.
That's right. You don't know if it's going to go back, if it's going to go power, and then when you have Graham coming out of the middle, that back row, setting him out of the back row is like setting regular players front row.
That's exactly right.
He's got such a jump. Like I said, Brian is really experienced, and Brian Asher, and he handles that really well. Another nice serve reception, right on the money side. Nice white.
That was a good attempt by Brian to block that. But it was brushed off.
Actually, it was brushed off, but I think the ball came back. The ball
I think you're right.
And hit Steve Brown.
I think you're
before it hit the floor.
Oh, tough serve again. It just died over the net.
And it's balled out of bounds. Okay, the score's tied up again, 3-3. John Maynard, he's back serving. I see why Dale put him in. He's an excellent server. Really doing a good job, but that was a nice serve reception.
Another block. It's full by David.
And I'm looking at Rod Brown. He's got a pretty good jump there. I'm thinking that Clark should maybe work on getting him a little bit higher.
I would think so.
Yeah,
it's one-on-one, and when you don't set it high enough, I don't think you give him a chance to have a good look, and he's forced to hit it sooner than he wants to.
Yep.
And if the defense reads it, he's in trouble.
Yep. Right now, John's really serving well. There he goes. Nice wipe. You see, on that particular set, Brown had a chance to get up high enough, and he was able to attack the block. So he's a good player.
Oh, he's an excellent player. And Tom Wright is back in the game for Chatham Kent now. Let's see if they serve to him again. Let's see if we go to him one more time. And they do.
Go right back at him. Another hit. You know, what's happening here is that Brian is setting David, obviously not as high as Graham, but he's setting him some almost a quick middle, quick meter set, what we call it, almost in between. Not really quick, but he gets up fast enough. And Dave's got such a fast arm, he's getting to the ball really, really quick, and that ball's in.
It is, just caught the line.
Just caught the end.
And you know, Brian's saying the way he is now, he's giving the Earthly College a different look every time, and they don't know exactly what to expect at them.
I think there's some questions. It was in both ways.
Definitely in both ways. At least from our vantage point here.
Yeah, we're behind it. It's hard for us to make the call, but both lines people have lots of experience in volleyball, and another one just out the end. But you know, you got to show some intestinal fortitude, I call it, when it comes to playing this game, and you've got to go at each other really, really hard if you're going to be successful, and that's what David was doing there.
Well, you know, Coach Leahy never wants his players to make it too easy for the other team.
Well, that was what we call an inside shoot set. Inside shoot set means it's off the line about 3 meters, and with Graham, of course, it's set about a meter above the height of the net, and he just poked that right through. Doesn't allow the blockers to set up.
Well disguised. That was very well disguised and well done.
Yeah. Nice bump. Ball's up.
Double block. And right back down.
Right. Eric Gerlich had a double block on him on that one now. He's being taken out, and Brian Dale's going in for him. I think Coach Genevieve is looking for maybe a little more height out there. 7-3 CK. Ryan Weaver back serving. Very good bump. Ball's up. Nice.
Oh, great save. Great dig.
And
nice put away.
On the floor. The Pines ran another X on that one. And actually the ball should have been on the floor, but it was good defense, great defense in the backcourt. CK. Ryan Weaver. Now CK is serving very, very tough at this point in time. They're ahead, and the boys are letting everything out, and I got to give the UCC credit. They're getting most of the balls up, just like that. Nice, which allows Clark to at least lay the ball up in a nice set.
They're just having some difficulty putting the ball away, putting it down, and it's a little bit frustrating at this point, and therefore necessitating a timeout.
Yeah. You see, I can understand as a setter, like Clark's doing a good job. He's pretty much getting the ball where it should be, and it's just a case that CK's blocking very, very well, and the hitters that are around him are I don't know, maybe a little bit intimidated. I don't know, but the thing is, as a setter, it can become very frustrating. So he's going to have to really show some good leadership and get these hitters doing the job for him. And I think he's definitely capable of that.
How important is home court advantage for Chatham-Kent?
It's always important. We have what's called the garbage can ban, which evolved last year with the Offs double girls championship here, and it is important to have home court. Okay, we're looking at that tremendous dig by David Corrente, and then turned into a kill.
From behind the attack line is where he downed that ball. That's a great
behind the attack line. See, the game of volleyball has evolved so much. It used to be your 3 players at the net. They did all the attacking, but now, aside from the players setting the ball, you have 5 attackers out there in most cases, and these kids can jump so well and get up so high. It's really opened the game up. Brian Asher turned and hit that one on the second hit and got the kill off it.
And even so, to be really competitive, it forces you to have 6 good players.
Oh, definitely.
Because they'll find the weakness if you have one. They'll expose it very quickly.
Yeah. Nice tip.
Great dig.
Another back row attack by Tom Wright.
Boy, he is hitting that corner, that sideline.
Yep. You see, he's really settled down. He's playing a great game right now, and he had those 2 poor serve receptions there, but Coach Leahy took him off, and like Tom's come back to play. He knows how important a match like this is. Nice block by Rob Brown. Graham Gahn came around what we call a flare in behind there in that back set, but didn't fool Rob Brown. He was right there and got the block, and there was no coverage in behind CK.
Definitely no coverage at that point, but maybe it might not have been high enough for Graham. He's a little lower than he hopefully was wanting to have it.
That Brown kick and jump. Nice reception.
On the net.
Yep, it's on the net. Okay, fine serve.
Number 14, Nigel Knott.
Nigel Knott. Nice back set. Oh, great play by Matheny. Come up and play that. Just out. That really wasn't his ball on that one. His defense is what we call position 1, which is the right back, and he had to come a long ways to play that ball. That should have been taken by one of the other Pines players.
And that's maybe a lack of communication amongst the players, where they should have been talking or yelling a little bit louder.
Nice serve. Oh, nice set. You're going to get another opportunity to attack. Tough play.
Don't think that quite made it over.
No, it didn't clear the net. Derek Clerk is missing that one. Nice
Great
block by Graham. That's what we call a tandem in volleyball, where the middle player basically fakes the attack and the outside player comes in behind to make the hit. But Graham Gahn wasn't fooled on that one. He was sitting there waiting and managed to get the
If he
ball.
knew it was coming.
Yeah. Oh, good set, good hit. Called a lift on that one. See, in volleyball, you can use the overhand play on defense. That used to be a no-no, but now that's in the game. You can use the overhand, but what happened with David there, he managed to just lift the ball up a little bit. It's got to be a clean contact, and if it's overhanded. Tom Wright just missing the end there. Point.
No touch.
Okay, it's 5-13. Chatham-Kent, Pine serving. Great serve, just cleared the net. Oh, nice D, nice D.
Great dig by Derek DeClerc.
And Graham comes back the other side. I think Graham said, I'm not going to hit it back at him anymore.
And he did hit it right away from him.
That's right.
As far as he could.
That guy plays great defense. I'm going to go the other way on this one. Graham John's back. Oh, timeout, UCC.
Making a little bit of a comeback here.
Yep. Well, it's interesting, the rule changes this year in volleyball that we have. There's now 12 substitutions allowed. In other words, a player can come back, and now the game is as many times the coach wants to use him, as long as it adds up to 12, no more than that. And the timeouts used to be just 30 seconds, and now they're a minute. So I think basketball's a minute too, isn't it?
It is a minute. Well, actually, we have 3 1 minute and 2 20s.
Yep. So I guess it must be taking a little bit from each sport, because we used to go 30, and now we're stealing going a minute.
Well, what do you think of this? I'd love to see the game of volleyball progress to the point of substitutions, where you substitute freely, much like basketball.
Yeah.
What do you think?
There's a lot of talk. I'm working on something like that, and I think it's reaching that. I know in university volleyball, especially women's, they're thinking of working something along those lines, where it's almost unlimited substitution for players across the back row, mostly is where you would use them. But they don't want to slow the game down, and it's going to have to be something like basketball, where you can just sub in and sub out. But
put some limitations to it.
Yeah. But volleyball, they're still insisting that whoever you go in for, they got to come back in for you. So, oh, great hit! Great hit!
Away.
Yep, Simon Van Bommel. Now that's provincial team caliber right there in that hit. That was called a tackle line high. No chance to dig that one. Great hit. Okay. No, we're talking earlier about the number of games these teams normally play. If you talk games themselves, John, you're a little short there. Usually they're about 130, 140 on a
that
season.
Many.
That many. Another great hit.
Oh, Simon is coming to
On
play
fire.
now. He's on fire.
On fire. Like Jeff was saying here. Okay, here's Simon's first hit there. We're going to have it up in the replay. And just watch how high he gets up. You're going to see his head above the net. Look at that. On the floor.
And he cut that ball away from the blocker so nicely.
Yeah. You just can't dig something like that.
Free ball coming.
Okay, we're going to see what's going to happen here in this one. Outside to Tom Wright.
And he finds it again.
Good hit. Middle block's just not getting over on that. But once again, you gotta pay attention to all your hitters, and Tom's definitely doing the job. The block's not getting over there, and he's putting her down. Oh, nice hit. Nice hit.
I've seen games where the front row players will call the hitters, who the hitters are, who the front row players are, just to make them aware of who to look for.
Yep. Steve Brown had a great hit in that one. He just cut it off the edge of the block and to the floor. Good dig.
Oh, great dig.
And over it goes. Up to David again. Oh, tough break. Tough break. Tough break. Tom just didn't quite get the extension on that ball. He should have. And
there's another case of David trying to hit the ball maybe too hard to placing it, especially in that second opportunity where he might have placed it somewhere, made it more difficult.
Well, he had a good block up on him too, and that's good wipe by Brian Derrick. It's hard for young players to understand that the other team do make great plays on you sometime, and you just got to shake it off, say, well, they made a good play, and I just got to go at them as hard as I can next time. And I think they had a great block on him that time. Good jump. That was the point.
Well, there's the green light, I guess. He missed a couple earlier, but he's going to continue to do it. This is game point. Another great one.
Another good serve.
What a way to close the game. A little bit intimidating there.
So Coach Denham's going to have to get his troops together and get them settled down here. Like CK's on fire right now. I've watched them play a couple times this year, and this is the best by far that I've seen them play. And they're on fire. And I think if they can carry this to the opposite AAA level, they're going to stand a crack at winning it this year. I know London Oakridge have a lot of their players back from last year, and they won the AAA last year. And CK lost to the second place team, I believe it was North Bay Chippewa, in a tough semifinal. Oakridge went the full length of the match, 3 games to beat Chippewa for the championship. So they were very tight last year, and CK basically lost Scotty Leahy, who's out playing for Calgary right now, doing really well. It's one of the top programs in the country, and University of Calgary, and the rest, a lot of the guys are back, and so they've got a lot of experience there.
Well, Randy, you've been a winning coach of 2 opposite teams. What do you tell, you're Jeff Denomy's shoes, what do you tell your team now to get them back into this match?
At this point in time, I would basically be telling that you can't be, you got to play 1 game at a time. Yeah, I'd say, guys, it's history. Those last 2 games are history. You got to forget about that. You got to start saying present tense right now. We got to win this game. If we win this game, then we got to win the second game and then the third game. But you got to take them 1 at a time now. And there's been a lot of matches. Okay, here's a recap of the Lancers season so far. You can look down the stats here, the overall record, 15-3-3. And like we said, they've just played 47 games there. They've won gold medal in Walsburg, and they've made it to 2 semis against some excellent competition. I think they lost a match to London Oakridge, and it was very, very tight. And like I said, that's probably going to be the #1 seed in AAA. Kent Seating Tournament, they're 5-3, but at that time Clark Matheny, he didn't play at all. We had a sprained ankle. The Kent final, they defeated a tough John McGregor team 3-0, and it's a young McGregor team, but
right,
an
very
excellent
young
team. That was the junior team, that McGregor team that went undefeated last year. So they beat them, and they defeated Forest in the SWASA AA final. So they're 2-time SWASA AA champs, and which is really a credit to their program over there. And
I think Coach Denomy's done a great job since he's taken over.
Yeah, and if you look around here, you see some SWASA volleyball championship banners hanging, and look on the back, and I think Denomy's name's on a couple of these because he was a CK grad, and he played for Dale Leahy.
That's true.
Yeah, he was one of the guys that got helped get the program rolling.
Well, I saw him play in a Y League the other day. He can still play as well.
Plays really well for an old guy. Oh, good block. So you make a mistake on a bump like that, and you got a situation where it's put right back at you. The officials tonight, Ralph Martins from the Essex area, is the international referee. There's a lot of refereeing in the States and throughout Canada and that. So we got a veteran official there, Bill Bahanagi, the second referee on the floor there. He's refereed hundreds of matches and provincial level.
I'm sure we'll see Rolf at one of the OPSA tournaments.
Yes, he refereed OPSA here last year at the girls match. Okay, Ryan Weaver's back serving, just missing on the sideline. You see, John, if you got to make the serves tough, because if it's an easy serve, it's just like a free ball, and it'll come right back at you. So you got to put some degree. Oh my God!
Oh,
was he up?
my, was he up there?
I think he probably made contact that ball. I would say without a.
Wonder what the air is like up there.
I'd say he was probably almost a meter above the height of the net. He made contact to that
sure
ball.
He had the shorts way up over the net that time.
He was up.
Oh, good recovery by Brown.
Big.
Oh, great get.
Oh, nice. Guys aren't quitting, I tell you.
Oh, they're not.
Still playing tough. Okay, we're going to have a look at that spike, I believe, by Graham Gaunt just a few minutes ago. Now look at that. See, we're talking.
I can see his number over the net.
Yep. I tell you, there's one thing the provincial team does. Every match you step on the floor, you're playing against some of the best around. And the provincial team that he played for this year, Ontario team, they won the Canadian Championship. So he played on the best team in the country for junior players this year.
And that experience does pay off in a game like this, where you're
definitely
counting on your veterans to do a job for you. And he's coming across just the way they want him to.
That's right. Oh, nice. Tom hit between the block and on the floor, Tom right. Yeah, the Pines won't give up. I'll tell you, the UCC won't give up because
Well, it reminds me of their basketball program. They're real scrappers. They're not going to give in.
No.
Scratch, claw, whatever it takes to get back in, and they're doing it now. They've got a 2-1 lead.
Oh, good block put up there. Simon von Bommel and Jurek laid up a nice block there and got David Frenny on that one. So, trying to serve tough, John, and that's what happens. No matter what level of volleyball you look at, international volleyball, university volleyball, you see missed serves because you're trying to make it an offensive weapon, and that's what it is. It's an offensive weapon. You're attacking the other team, and so as a result, you want to put as much on as you can, and that involves some mistakes sometimes and some misses. Fine serve. York back. Oh, Tom Wright, what a hit. Got up again. Got a nice wipe on that one. So Tom Wright's back serving. Gonna go with a jump serve. Good. You see what's interesting in this match, I see both teams using some things they're going to be needing down at the offset. Like this match is big time for them because, like I said, the bragging rights for Kent County, but still, these teams are, I know the coaches are saying, listen, this is a big match, but we got to think about what's coming up at offset, so we got to get our players trying things that they're going to need to win at offset. And both these teams can win their respective divisions.
You think of the limited opportunity they have in which to perform these things that they want to do. This is an opportunity for them to do it. And for CK, it's even more so. They've got a 2-0 lead. They can try more things. But in the other sense, Earthland College has to try in order to get back and win this game. So both teams are forced in a situation to play what they can.
That's right. 4-1 yours.
They're going after Tom again.
Go to Brian Derrick. Good effort.
Good hit, Brian.
Yep, Brian's just doing what he has to do to get the ball on the floor. And you know, players like Brian, it's interesting because he'll go through a whole match and it's like you don't even know they're there. And then you start looking at the number of kills and look at some tape on defense and that, see how good they were that match. And that's how he plays.
Another jump serve.
Oh, Graham got caught on the floor on that one and Clark beat him to the ball. You got to make those switches fast. Graham has to make his switch on that play, and he just didn't get in the middle fast enough, didn't have his hands up high enough. Clark got it to the floor. Another nice play.
We have substitution for Earthland College.
Yep.
Number 8, Ryan Dale's coming back in for Steve Brown.
Yeah, it seems like Brian Dale's been used really much what we call like a utility player. He comes in and does a good job for different positions, different players.
He doesn't hurt you being out there.
No, he doesn't.
Ryan Weaver to serve now.
Mines right now looks like they're using a three-man
asking
reception
the crowd
right now.
not to hit the drums here. I think that was a touch.
Just out.
No touch.
No touch in that one. Just out.
It was out.
Fine's got to hang on there. This will be a good one to get back on a good offensive attack. Okay, that ball got hit under the block. CK didn't quite reach over the net, or we'll see when you set your block up, John, you got to make sure that you do what we call a little bit of a pike, and therefore your hands are actually on the other side of the net. And our guys, the CK guys, their hands were on this side of the net, and the ball went inside. So it was an excellent hit. Good kill. Up again.
He just gets up so high. It's right over the blockers, and you just hope the coverage behind him can pick it up.
And you know what's interesting? Like the Pines blockers, they were there with him, and Graham just made a good hit off that outside hand. They were there.
Well, they're waiting for him.
These guys can get up. They can play the game.
I think that hit the antenna.
Yeah, hit the antenna.
CK's coming back. It's now 4-4.
4-4. Brian Derrick back serving. I tell you, he does a good job.
That was a great float
Okay,
serve.
there's another cross coming up.
Triple block.
Okay. I was looking there, and I tell you, that's where the hit was. If he would have got it in, he would have hit it in because Graham got over and sealed the middle quite nicely there.
Double block. And they bring it right back.
Right now.
Just didn't time that very well at all.
Yeah. I tell you, Coach Leahy, he's up and going here.
He's encouraging him, isn't he? That's a great comeback they've made.
He's one of the quietest, most intense competitors I've ever met in my life. And he's basically a volleyball genius in my mind.
Well, he certainly keeps his players in the game at all times, constantly talking to them.
Yes. I tell you, it's not often that he's out-coached. And I tell you, if he ever is out-coached, he'll tell you he was, and he just works to solve the problem. He's continually a student of the game.
Well, you know, he was watching a lot of film.
Yep.
Earlier this week. It was a game film from the Kent round robin.
Yep. Nice hit by Brian Ashley. You know what's interesting too, Jeff Denemy played here and he played for Dale. And you look at individuals that kind of either turn a program around or actually start a program and time out UCC. And Dale was the guy who did it here. I remember back a lot of years ago when I was in high school, he was just getting started here, and I remember coming in with Merlin High School. We played for him. We used to actually beat them. And then as years go on, his program got better and better and better, and now without a doubt it's one of the finest in Ontario. And you look at what Jeff Denemy's doing over at UCC with the men's program, and you can just see it happening year after year. You're getting the skill levels rising. You have kids wanting to play the game itself and realizing what a great game it is. And you can see the same thing's happening over there.
Well, to Coach Leahy's credit, you can see in the last 3-4 years he has moved up to the AAA level and competed very well.
We're going to have a look at CK Golden Hawks. Their season overall match record is 50-0. Invitational tournaments, 2 gold. Kensington tournament, they went 8-0. Number 1 overall. SWASA AAA, they defeated Sarnia St. Clair easily 3-0. They're 5-time SWASA AAA champions. Now, SWASA right now takes in Lambton County, takes in Kent County, and Essex and Windsor, but due to the work stoppage in Essex and Windsor, there's no volleyball teams come out of there this year, and usually CK and UCC face some rather tough competition out of those areas, but I still say this year it would have been these 2 teams again for the SWASA championships.
There's Tom Wright again, just pounding one down, and the blocker squaring the hands over the net at that time, and he put it right down on them.
Graham Guns back to serve, 8-4 CK. Another back row attack set by Brian Asher, and the ball's in the court.
Right in the corner, nobody home.
No, this is, a lot of this plays textbook, and I hope a lot of the younger players, I look around here, I see a lot of young players from UCC here and Chatham, Kent, and other high schools around the city. They're seeing some of the finest volleyball, high school volleyball in the province right now.
And I think that'll show in the All-Ontarios. And I know I was talking to Coach Denemy. He's definitely hoping to medal this year. Coach Leahy last year finished 4th in the All-Ontario.
Yeah. They're both, and I think it's really realistic goals for both these teams to do really well at OFSA this year. And that's not because a lot of the good teams are out, because a lot of the areas that have the good teams are in and they're playing. And I know there's some areas around where they don't have teams coming out at this point in time.
But they know London Oak Ridge is going to be there.
Yes, and they're going to be tough. Nice set right outside.
Chatham Kent now is taking a 10-4 lead.
Yeah, 10-4 lead.
Almost, it looks like an insurmountable lead at this point in time.
Yeah, with Brian Asher back, he's going to be serving this one. Another back row. Graham Gunn. Oh, nobody home there.
They're just finding the holes left and right now and making things very difficult for Ursuline College.
Coach Genemy's called another timeout here. We're going to take a minute to discuss some things with players and see if we can get themselves back in this game. You know, John, it's great to see so many people out to watch tonight's match. That was one of the concerns of a lot of the coaches in Kent County, that with the shortened season that we're having, whether people would just kind of say, well, forget about it, we're not going to worry about coming out to watch any high school sport and that. But I was here at a McGregor CK basketball game last night, and
it was a big, nice crowd last night. I was here myself, and it was a wonderful crowd.
This is the best entertainment in town, you know, and to come out and watch this, it's unbelievable. Roll shot. Tom Wright, and it's down.
And he does it again.
Yep.
He has really found his game. Yep. The early jitters that he did show. Yep. And he didn't hit that one all that hard. A great block by Tom Wright and David Tarenti. Put it right back down. Game and match point at this time. And there it is, folks.
There it is.
Chatham Kent winning in 3 straight. The last game, 15-4. They were down 1-4 at 1 point, but came back, I think, with 14 straight points.
Yeah, they played really well tonight, John. And I guess one of the keys that we haven't talked too much about tonight, because as with this sport, we often dwell on the individual great defensive plays or the offensive play. But Brian Asher played an outstanding match tonight as setter, and at this point in time, I don't know if people could have a look at his number 5 for CK. He's got his left thumb heavily taped. His thumb's badly sprained, and yet he did a great job tonight, because you can have the great hits, you can have the good hitters, but you still got the setter. And I've always said a great setter can make good hitters look great.
Absolutely.
You know, and he's done that job tonight. And
the setter has to be your leader on the floor. Your hitters can hit, but unless you have someone to lead that hit, it just is not going to happen for you. And he did a great job tonight.
That's right. Now the UCC Lancers and that, they made a really respectable showing tonight, and I tell you that's going to be a tough team, the OFSA AA Championship. Just a case that a little bit disorganized at times, and like I said earlier, CK played a fantastic match tonight. That's the best I've seen them play this year, and when you come up against a team that's ready to play like that, it's very, very tough to beat them. It could have been, the shoe could be on the other foot tonight if CK came out a little bit hesitant or whatever, and the Pines could be the ones accepting these medals tonight. But I tell you, Coach Denemy and assistant coach Willahan have to be proud of their team tonight. They showed a lot of really good things, and wish them the best of luck at the OFSA AA Championships. Now we're going to have the presentations of the Kent County Championship.
Kent Golden Hawks. Before we do, we'd like to thank the Ursuline College Lancers for putting up a good show, and we certainly wish them all the best in All-Ontario in Barrie. Congratulations, Ursuline College.
Trophy first? First? All right. All right. Who's presenting this? Where's Dale? Do you want to do it? Okay. Dale, who's presenting the trophy? Who's presenting the trophy? All right.
At this time, we'd like to call on the co-captains of the Chatham-Kent Golden Hawks, Ryan Asher and Graham Gaunt, to receive the Kent County Senior Boys Championship Trophy, presented by Mr. Corey Leahy. And now we will present the individual medallions to the Chatham-Kent Golden Hawks. Number 4, Ben Ostapalik. Number 6, John Maynard. Number 11, Brad Cumming. Number 14, John Kegler. Number 3, Brian Derrick. Number 5, Brian Asher. Number 8, Ryan Weaver. Number 9, Dave Correnti. Number 12, Tom Wright. Number 13, Graham Gaunt. Assistant coach, Mr. Corey Leahy. And the head coach of the champion Golden Hawks, Mr. Dale Leahy. Once again, let's give the Chatham-Kent Golden Hawks one more round of applause. Once again, we wish both teams the best in all Ontarios. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your support of Kent County High School sports. Have a good evening.
The match here, we just completed the match tonight here with the Chatham-Kent Golden Hawks and the Ursuline Lancers, and the Chatham-Kent Golden Hawks coming on top here at the Hawks Nest 3-0. It was a hard-played match, and Golden Hawks just seemed to dominate in most aspects of the game. The Ursuline Lancers came out very, very strong the first game, but then seemed to fade somewhat as the game went on. I think the CK experience in that paid off in the end. The scores themselves really not indicative of how the overall match was played. I know the first game 15-8. Tremendous defense on both sides of the court being played, and same with the other scores. We had very good serving tonight, especially the Hawks, and the serve reception allowed for a very, very effective attack from the Hawks themselves. Both these teams, mentioned one earlier, are champions already. SWASA AA for the Ursuline Lancers, and SWASA AAA for the CK Hawks. And they'll be heading off, the Lancers, to Barrie next week, Friday and Saturday. They'll be playing in the OFSA AA Championship, which feel they have a very good chance of doing well there. And the CK Hawks will be heading off to Etobicoke to play the AAA Championship. And as you saw here tonight, it's going to be tough to top this type of volleyball in any Ontario Championship. So
CK played well, very, very well, and very deserving of 3 games straight. So their game has been a little bit more fine-tuned, a little bit more refined this evening, and it showed in the final score.
Yeah. CK had a nice mix of veterans out there, and he had some younger players out there too. If you look at the veterans who have been around played together for a lot of years, Graham Gaunt, Brian Asher, and Tom Wright, and with a mix of like Brian Derrick, and you had Ryan Weaver see some action, John Maynard saw some action, and And then you've got young David Carente out there, who actually is midget age. He's in grade 10. He's playing a high-level senior ball, and so Dale's done a tremendous job with this team of getting together and playing well in that, and as Jeff Denomy's done. So we wish both teams the best of luck. And we're going to go to break right now, and we'll be back shortly with more volleyball.
Hi, I'm Chris King of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I've been known to be involved in the odd battle on the ice. I want to tell you about another battle going on, the fight against crime, and with Crime Stoppers, you can help. If you know of anyone who's involved in criminal activity, call Crime Stoppers. As a caller, you will never have to reveal your identity or testify in court. If your information leads to an arrest, you can be eligible for a cash reward.
In 1997, calls to Crime Stoppers programs in Ontario helped the police in making over 3,000 arrests and seizing over $38 million in stolen property and illegal drugs. Crime Stoppers number is 1-800-222-TIPS.